Open workout 21.1 guys, okay? So we've got our ascending ladder of wall walks and double unders. So we're just going to talk through our first thoughts on this workout. So the main thing we want to say to begin with is it's 55 wall walks and it's 550 double unders if you finish the workout, okay? So that is a lot of total reps. What we did is we went through and we timed how long this would take you without transition time and without fatiguing during the workout. So if you're just moving max effort pace for all of those reps, this workout's going to take you 11.5 minutes, okay? So be very realistic is our first point with this workout. It's going to be extremely hard to finish. If you watch the open announcement, you saw Kerry Pierce finish in a very quick time. Christy Aramo didn't even make it to the end of the workout. So be realistic here. Don't think you're going to absolutely smash through this. For most people, it's going to be 340 double unders and you're going to probably finish on those 21 wall walks, okay? So when you get there, think, am I going to be able to finish these 21s? If you can, you're going to be able to see yourself on those double unders. You've got to try and take it a little bit steadier so you can sprint those double unders. If you're not going to make it to the double unders, you've got to try and go hell to leather on those final 21 wall walks.
Sure, yeah, so the next point we're going to do is going to be no reps. Now, it's a brand new movement, so this is why the standard on this is going to be quite hard, but I think the standard is very clear cut. We need to start with our hands on the tape line, and we can only move our hands once both feet are on the wall, and then the same as when we're coming down, we can only move our feet off the wall once both our hands are on the tape line. I think it'd be really important for everyone to kind of check the standard, practice a lot of reps just so you can get an idea of it while you're fresh, and then when you're in the workout, really try and uphold that movement standards and try and not get any no reps because it's going to be costly.
First impressions?
Easy. Next point, guys, then, is trying to minimise the eccentrics. Once we get down that standard of the rep, once we feel comfortable going through the movement, getting no reps, then we'll try and make the movement as efficient as possible, okay? Now, it almost comes back to the same as like when you're doing a burpee, right? If you're trying to move quickly and efficiently on a burpee, you want to drop to the floor as quick as you can and minimise that eccentric lowering phase like if you're doing a push-up. It's the same on the wall walk, guys, okay? Once you come down and both your hands are touching that line, you should drop from that wall as fast as you can, okay? Don't try and take a step touching the floor, and then lower yourself nice and slow. Hands on the line, slide those feet down as quick as possible to get to the floor, okay?
Next point is kind of just like, this is a classic CrossFit tactic in the sense that with any ascending ladder, there's going to be a lot of transitions, but not a lot of reps going on at the start of the workout. So at the start of the workout, you've just got to think, I'm going to move really fast. I'm going to transition as fast as I can as well at like an unrealistic pace for the rest of the workout. Then when you start to hit those bigger sets and you're settling in and you're not having to transition as much, we're then going to slow down, we're going to get into our rhythm and then we're going to try and settle into for the rest of the workout. The reason for this is that transitions are just dead space. Like if you're spending time transitioning and not at 100 miles an hour, it's going to spike your heart rate a little bit, but then there's literally no work getting done there, okay? You're not even really resting yourself for anything because you've only just started.
Exactly, yeah. You're going to be pretty fresh anyway, aren't you? And that's probably what about around like the 6 wall walk part to the 9 wall walk. That's when you start to take it a little bit steadier. So for the 1 and the 3, definitely move quickly. Okay, the next one, guys, is just a little small tip that people might not think about very much. Is obviously if you're doing this workout on a smooth rubber floor, like most gyms have, potentially going to get very sweaty, okay? Just going through this, especially if you work out in maybe a hotter environment where your gym's excessively hot. What you don't want to do is get halfway through this workout, get really sweaty, have a massive pool of sweat underneath you and your hands start slipping out, okay? So probably keep a t-shirt on during this whole workout, okay, to try and help keep the floor dry, but also don't be afraid to have a towel or a spare t-shirt next to you to wipe your hands off quickly as you go through the workout, okay? We don't want worse happening, which is start to slip during those workouts, okay, and fall in.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, and also like this kind of ties in with the flooring that you are going to be using. So say you are going to be doing this at home or in your garden or something like that, where it's not going to be like a nice rubber composite. You've got to think about getting a yoga mat or something that's going to be suitable for your hands not to be slipping all over the place. The next point, guys, is going to be breathing and how we're going to maintain our breathing through the workout. You can very easily get out of breath when we're doing wall walks because we're very tight in here, we're not focusing on our breathing, and then we're dropping straight to the ground and compressing our chest. So we need to think about where are we going to be breathing, making sure we're aware of it and it's methodical, and then also on the double unders, because we haven't got any physical restrictions on our body, if you're lucky enough to have a judge especially, just really trying to focus on the breathing as you're getting into those bigger sets, rather than being super tight, just like the wall walks, having to take a break in the dubs to then take a breath, right?
Yeah, ready. You see it, especially like in runs with like hollow rolls, right, or hollow holds. Everyone does a hollow hold and like forget to breathe, try and hold their breath the whole time. Makes you so out of breath. Such a simple movement. It's going to be the same as those wall walks. So whether it's just as you're going through the walk, trying to keep a short, shallow breath the whole time, or when you're pressing up from the ground and maybe your knees are still on the floor, so in that sort of like push-up position with your knees to the ground, that's where you breathe, right? That's where you don't have tension on your core. That's when you don't have to worry about being in a hard position. So final one then, guys, is going over a few little tactics. Okay, obviously we haven't seen many people do this workout. So we're just going to sort of give, again, our initial first thoughts about how you should really go about attacking this. Now, it's going to be sort of two different types of people here, or two different athletes. One of them is going to be, you know, they're very smooth going through everything. Double unders aren't a problem for them. They're good at strict handstand push-ups and handstand walking. So sort of knowing how to attack this workout. And simply that's going to be, the handstand walk is going to be the hardest part, okay? This number of double unders, even getting to 210, shouldn't be an issue to really try and go unbroken, or sort of like 2 sets. So you need to use those double unders to try and relax and try and breathe, try and just get through them nice and steady so you can really attack those wall walks each time, okay? Because that's where most of the time it's going to be made up. So don't feel like you need to sort of break those double unders if you don't have to. If you can try and relax and breathe on them, do that. Or there's going to be those athletes who are going to struggle with those double unders. So they're going to come off a hard movement, which are those wall walks, going into another hard movement for them, and they're going to struggle not be able to breathe because they're not very efficient with their double unders. Okay, so if that's you, make sure you break those double unders. Obviously not from the start. I'm pretty sure 10 is going to be fine, but once you get even into sort of like 30, think about breaking those double unders up, just so you can relax those shoulders and breathe. So again, you can come back to the wall walks not being even more fatigued in those shoulders.
Apart from, I was just thinking about how Dave Castro's clues literally lend no hand to this.
Dead Coyote, yeah.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yeah, no, that's funny.
Hey guys, and welcome to Just a Tip Inside the Open at 21.1, okay? 2 quick tips from me. The first one's gonna be when we're selecting our tape and what we're gonna be sticking it to. We only had this kind of quite like weak tape, I guess you'd call it, available when we were doing these demonstrations. But what I'd go for is a nice thick like duct tape, something that's going to stick to the floor really well, and it's actually going to be quite difficult to get up after that. That's basically going to avoid you having any flaking or anything like this. Push him when your hands are all over it during the workout. The next one's going to be is your footwear for the workout. I mean, nanos are pretty good, and I assume most of you guys are wearing these, or like Metcon style shoes. And you want it to be nice grippy rubber with a really big kind of contact area. Because there's a lot of dubs, some of you might want to wear your running trainers, but I would suggest having a few pair of shoes, trying them on the wall that you're using and seeing what kind of has the best friction with the surface, as that's going to be a really big point of contact for you when you're trying to put force down and push back through the wall. That's all for today. But yeah, guys, no, it's the first workout of the Open. Obviously, it's only 3 weeks, so you need to basically squeeze the most out of every single workout you can. Try and be as efficient as you can, and then really get after it. I think it's a strange workout, and on paper, people can either be like, I'm not sure about this, like kind of what's going on. I think you've just got to ignore all of that. It's CrossFit, right? Yeah. Everything's unexpected. It's a part of the sport of things that are introduced that are new. So I think you've just got to really embrace that and just try and do the best you can.
Go after this one, guys, and have fun. And again, we'll see you next week for 21.2.